Hello, friends. Welcome back to Java and Joy. I'm Carla Joy, your host and coach, and you'll have to forgive me for the voice today. I, for lack of a better way of describing it, am working through my sexy Phoebe phlegm. If you're a Friends fan, you'll understand what I'm saying. I had a awful cold this last week. I just came in and took over, and it has been not fun navigating. But if you can believe it, I actually sound better than I did a few days ago. So that's good news. That means we're on the mend. But in the meantime, I apologize. I sound a little nasally, but bear with me. Bear with me. I will do my best to speak clearly and as least nasally as I possibly can. But today we're going to be talking about the 3 workout mistakes that women over 40 are making. And these mistakes are probably why you're not seeing the progress that you would prefer to be seeing. And we're going to talk about those so that we can fix them. But first, let's do some housekeeping. First and foremost, my free spring health and joy kickoff guide came out today. And you need to go grab that. It is a full guide that you can complete in 7 days that is going to kick off your health. It is not going to punish you. It is not going to be things that are hard to stick with. It's not going to be things that are going to actually cause more problems than actually solve them in the long run. So if you are ready to take charge of your health, start getting, feeling better for spring, dusting off the dust from the winter. And if you're just tired of starting over on Mondays, we've all been there, grab this guide. It's completely free. Free. It's called my Spring Health and Joy Kickoff Guide. It's on my website. It will be in the show notes. My website is now carlajoywellness.com. And that's the other piece of announcement. I officially have launched my LLC, Carla Joy Wellness. And I'm really excited about it. To see it like officially on paper is a big deal, in my opinion. So we have streamlined my website, my social media. So there is no 2 different YouTube channels for me and then for Java and Joy. Java and Joy's YouTube is under my Carla Joy Wellness account on YouTube now. Same thing on Instagram. Everything is just at Carla Joy Wellness. No more 4 different places. So much better, so much more streamlined. I love things simplified, and I really extra love things simplified now that I'm over 40. So it just made sense since I coach wellness, and that entails everything, that the name matched that and that everything come together in an easy way for everyone to find, follow, and get the most out of my material that you guys possibly can, because at the end of the day, I want to help as many women as I can. And I know by making things simpler, that's going to be a lot easier, right? On both of us. So I'm really excited that is out. So, we'll have so much fun and making it so much easier now. And wellness is everything. It's health, it's nutrition, it's fitness, it's beauty, it's self-care, it's confidence. You name it. It's your mindset, right? Wellness falls under, so many things fall under the wellness umbrella. And I'm just excited for the name to match what I do at this point. This business has been growing and evolving for several years now. And it was time to make things official and, again, easy, just easier. So you learn a lot when you build a business, let me tell you. And I wasn't someone who went into it knowing what I was doing. I didn't have people I could hire and help me do it. I have figured out everything on my own. I built my own website. I've designed my own business cards. I've done it all. And I learned a lot. And I've made mistakes, but I've also done some really incredible things that I'm really, really proud of. And now that I somewhat know what I'm doing, I'm ready to really start nailing down like the big dream, the big projects, the big things that I've wanted to do. And this guide that I just launched is part of that, putting out real helpful materials and coachings and webinars and workshops and guides and things that women can get and utilize and see results and feel better and find their joy. And that's my goal. So welcome to the new era of Carla Joy Wellness. You are first to hear it. But anyway, definitely go check out that guide. Again, it's at carlajoywellness.com. You can go right to /coach if you want to go right to where all my guides and stuff are, but you can navigate through the menus as well. Just go grab that guide. It's so good. And it's going to literally kickstart you getting, not necessarily, I don't want to say in shape, because just because it's been winter doesn't mean that we've been out of shape. A lot of people can still keep up with their workout routines and even their eating habits during the winter. Most of us can't, some can. But at the end of the day, we've all been kind of cooped up and lack of vitamin D and been stuck in our houses, and we're just feeling kind of blah, and it's just time to like get back, right? And feel refreshed and all those things. And that's what that Health and Joy guide is all about. It's sustainable, easy habits that you can add into your life where you're going to just feel better, and you're going to feel better quickly. And you don't have to buy special things. You don't have to do special diets. You don't have to, do any cleanses, anything crazy. You don't have to take away favorite food groups. None of those things. It's a real guide for real women looking for real results. And I'm excited for it. So go grab that. And on that note, we can get started now. So if you haven't already, pour you a nice cup of Java or tea or water, whatever you want to drink today. Get comfy, settle in. If you're driving, obviously focus on the road, but everybody do a little body scan and just release the tension, release the negativity, settle in. This is time just for you. Not for anybody else. This is just for you. Your time, queen. So do me a favor, take a picture of you, if you're not driving, take a picture of you enjoying your Java. And you can do this anytime, by the way. Post it on Instagram, tag me at Carla Joy Wellness. I select random people who do this for little gift cards and goodies along the way. I love seeing you guys share those joy moments. So keep doing that. But that's what I got for you. So let's do our normal routine. And this is where we share a joy moment of the week. Now, I will tell you, this week was rough, being very, very sick. But even in the midst of the illness, that joy moment of seeing my LLC launch and my new guide and all these things were incredible. And I refused to let the germs get me down. I refuse to let it rain on my parade, even though it's literally been raining here, by the way, for days, and is going to continue to rain for days here in the Midwest. I refuse to let the gray skies get me down, even with all the chaos. So, because it's just been something, like I said, I've been very excited with. So those are my joy moments. And if I can pull those out of this week, that is a huge, huge win in my book. So let me know what your joy moment of the week is, or week was, in the comments. All right, so let's jump into our topic. Let's get going. So let's say you're working out, you're moving your body. Maybe you run regularly like I do, but the scale's not budging, or you're just not seeing results that you want to see, regardless of what those results are. And I say scale because sometimes it's about weight, sometimes it's about inches, sometimes it's just about getting faster or feeling like you can run further, or maybe you want to do a longer workout class and you're not seeing results there. Maybe you are constantly sore and don't feel like you're getting stronger, or maybe you feel like you're actually getting weaker or more tired from your workouts. This can mean a million different things. Maybe your clothes aren't fitting right. Whatever, your energy feels off. All these things, right, can very easily be happening regardless of how much work you're putting in, for 3 reasons. It all comes down to the 3 mistakes you're making with those workouts. And this is very, very specific too if you're over 40. These are 3 common things that us ladies over 40 do with our workouts that cause the results to halt or even go in the wrong direction. Okay, so number 1 mistake is relying on cardio alone. I am the queen of cardio. I am a cardio junkie. I love running. I used to love major distance running. I did a half marathon every month for an entire year a few years back. So when I tell you I love cardio, I love cardio. Am I a fan of strength training? for medical reasons and health reasons and benefits, absolutely. Do I like doing it? No. I keep trying to like doing it. I don't like strength training. Now, there's women out there who like strength training and don't like cardio. Great. But for most of us, we're hitting spin classes, we're running, we're doing aerobics, we're whatever it might be, taking lots of walks, speed walking, and you're still not seeing results. And most of the time, it's because you're not strength training. And the fact of the matter is, and we talked about this a lot in last week's episode, so if you didn't listen to that, it's important. Go listen. It's why you're not losing weight over 40. It's because our muscle mass is declining over 40 much more rapidly than it was in our younger years. You have to do strength training. You have to do resistance training to counteract that. You can run all you want, but if your metabolism isn't right, you can only cut so much food and still be healthy, right? So you can run a ton, you can diet a ton, but none of it's going to matter if your metabolism is out of whack, right? So that's where the strength training comes in. That is what is going to get that metabolism boosted back up for you. So you can actually incorporate strength training into cardio and do like high intensity interval trainings, things like that, where you can do like body weight exercises with weights, resistance bands, there's Pilates, lots of options out there. But you can also keep them separate. Like for me, I run 4 to 5 days a week, but I strength train 2 to 3, and I do them not like at the same time. I might do them one after the other, or maybe one later in the same day, but I don't combine mine just because I like my running to be running and I like my strength to be strength. But you can still like do both, but you have to do the strength training. You can do less cardio if you want, but you got to do the strength training. Now, I don't want to sit here and hate on cardio because cardio has all of its own benefits. Things like good for your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system, even for your like digestive system, your mental health, so many benefits. So don't stop your cardio whatsoever, but you got to amp up that strength training. And it doesn't have to be like an hour a day, 5 days a week. We're talking like 30 minutes, 2 to 3 days a week to see results. It's not that much. It is not that much. You can find 20 minutes to lift some weights, do some squats, do some lunges, or do resistance bands, Pilates, things like that. Fit it into your schedule a few times a week. And within 4 to 6 weeks, you will see a difference in your body. And what's incredible is when you gain the muscle, you look smaller, which is interesting. Your waist is more like, that hourglass shape. Everything just looks more toned and tight. It's really an incredible thing. And it really doesn't take a lot to see results. And I love that. I love, minimum effort for maximum results. Big fan. I don't know about you, but I'm all for that. So if you are going, oh, well, I can't afford strength training equipment, or I don't have time to go to the gym. You don't need to go to the gym to do strength training. You don't need fancy equipment to do strength training. First of all, you can just do body weight exercises. Lunges, squats, crunches, all these things require zero equipment. You can also like freeze bottled water to make little like mini hand weights. Use like canned soup for little mini hand weights. There's lots of like ways that you can actually just use things around your house if you want to add that extra, weight. And then you don't have to buy anything extra. So no excuses on the budget with this one, ladies. And no excuses for no time, because you can fit in 20 minutes 3 days a week to do some strength training. You can do it. There is a 20-minute pocket. And let me tell you this, what's really cool about strength training that I actually do like is I can like multitask. Like I can watch Bridgerton while I strength train. And that's really, really nice. So just think about the times when you're either scrolling on social media or watching TV, whatever, and just do your strength training 3 times a week during that time block. So you don't have to like give up TV time necessarily. You see what I'm saying? Like it can be a win-win. So again, no excuses. We have no time excuse. We have no budget excuse. Zero excuses not to be strength training. And I say that, with the caveat of if you have underlying health conditions and, physical limitations, obviously this is not applied to you. But for those of us who are in general health and are, doctor approved to do these things, we should be doing them if we actually want to see those results that we're working so hard for. Okay? So that's the number one mistake. I mean, if you just do that, probably going to see some really good results. Okay, quick break there to do a nice little coughing fit and grab me some water. So let's jump back in. Now let's talk about the second mistake that you are probably making or maybe making, and that is ignoring recovery and rest. So maybe you're already doing the strength training and you're still not seeing the results. Okay, so now let's talk recovery and rest. We used to be able to like push through fatigue, soreness, and just run like little Energizer bunnies when we were younger. And somehow we just didn't even notice. Like it didn't affect us. Like we just go. But the reality is after 40, your body has to have time to repair. It has to have shutdown time. You cannot ignore rest days. They should be strategically and diligently built into your workout plan. Rest days is actually when the progress happens. That is actually when your muscles rebuild, repair, grow, get bigger, you get stronger, faster, whatever. That's actually happening at rest, not while you're actually doing the activities. So you gotta rest to let everything marinate, so to speak. And if you're dealing with joint pain or, chronic fatigue, and hormonal imbalances, by the way, a lot of this is coming from lack of recovery and rest. Lack of sleep jacks up your hormones. And obviously it leads to fatigue, and the joint pain because you're not letting things recover like they should. So all these things are going to slow your progress with whatever fitness plan that you are working on. So the solution, definitely have to take rest seriously. And that means getting enough sleep at night, first and foremost, getting that 8 hours or 9 hours or whatever you require. You probably know your body best. But if you're waking up and feeling really fatigued, you're probably not getting enough. So that has to be number one, getting enough sleep at night. So you either need to, if you have to get up at a certain time, then you need to start going to bed earlier and making that a priority. Just like you prioritize your workouts, you have to prioritize your sleep. It's part of the package. There's no cheat code for that, okay? And another thing you can do is active recovery. So if on your rest days you're very fidgety like me, I don't rest well. I feel like I need to work out to like feel clear and energized. What you can do on a rest day is a little light yoga. And I don't mean like hardcore yoga or like a hot yoga session. I mean very light yoga, which is mostly just some like breathing and light stretching, okay? Or just do light stretching and breathing and just don't call it yoga, whatever. You can take easy walks. You could even do like a bike ride. Obviously, you don't want to be like spinning, like, pedal, or going up a bunch of hills or, but just a nice, easy bike ride. That could be something you could do. Okay, so those are like active recovery options for those of you that are like me who don't do well mentally on rest days. Plus, I feel like if I do nothing on a rest day, I feel kind of stiff. And then I also feel kind of puffy and bloaty and just blah. The best way to describe it is blah. So if you feel blah on your rest days, practice some active recovery methods and you'll thank yourself. So that's another big mistake though, is not prioritizing recovery and rest. Okay? The third mistake is you keep chasing fads and diets and quick fixes. How many of you are guilty of that? I am. Been there. If you're choosing trendy workouts and fad programs and cleanses and lose 50 pounds in 30 days or whatever these crazy things are, don't even get me started on like weight loss medications and stuff. Like, I understand there's a time and a place for that, but for most of us, it's not necessary if we are doing the correct lifestyle habits. So if you keep doing those quick fixes, you may see some results, but you're A, going to plateau at some point, and B, probably rebound and backfire and go the other way and end up worse off than when you started. Quick fixes do not work. They don't. They don't last. Maybe 1% of the time. I won't say never, but they're not healthy. They're not healthy 100% of the time. I can tell you that now. And if you keep continuing to do these, you're going to be that person who's constantly starting over, who is like, yep, next Monday. Okay, next Monday. I'll start back in spring. I'll start back after the holidays. I'll start back when school starts. I'll get ready. It's spring. All sounds familiar, right? And the reality is that over 40, your body actually responds to consistency. Say that clearly. Consistency over intensity. Extreme programs may give you results, but they're hard to maintain. They will lead to burnout or injury or something worse. So the solution is to actually have balanced routines, easily incorporated small habits and lifestyle changes, and things that you can be consistent with, stick with over time, and that you actually enjoy and don't feel like punishment. And by doing these things, you're going to actually balance your hormones, increase your metabolism, just improve your everyday life. And that guide that I raved about at the beginning of this episode is exactly what is in there that you need. That's what you need to get, that guide. I'm telling you. Like, it has, here's some habits you can add for sleep. Here's some habits you can add for your diet. This is some movement. It addresses all those areas we struggle in, but it adds things for you to do that are easy, fun, joyful, that don't require you to take away things and feel punished. And all the things that I've put in there are things that are easily maintained over time. Things that you can actually be consistent with, that you can fit into your real life. You can still enjoy going out and doing this and going to parties and going to the functions and enjoying the holidays and all these things and still see results. Because what I've implemented in there for you is all easily done over time without burnout, without fatigue, and without feeling punished. And that's why I didn't just name it the Spring Health Kickoff. I put Health and Joy Kickoff. Because that is a very, very key component of sticking with things that you want to do as a new lifestyle, long term, the rest of your life. It can't be miserable, because eventually you will stop. You will give up. Nobody wants to be miserable forever. We can all be miserable for a limited amount of time, some longer than others. We can put up with it, so to speak. But at some point, you will burn out. And that's why everything I put in the guide are things to keep you from burning out. Things that you can add to your life, not subtract, that are easy, don't require money, don't require a ton of time. And I think you're going to love it. So stop starting over every Monday. And even if you don't go get that guide, okay? If you don't want the free guide and you want to figure it out on your own, more than happy to let you do that. But what I want you to do then is just make sure that you are giving yourself balanced routines, exercises and things that you actually enjoy, adjusting your life in small, manageable ways. And again, if you want to see all your results and help your metabolism and balance the hormones and get the results that you are constantly wanting and working towards, then make sure you address these 3 common mistakes and really ask yourself, are you making any of these or all of these? Because if you can correct these 3 things, you're going to see results. Okay? So, guide or no guide, follow this little blueprint, and you're going to be better off. Okay? So no more crash diets, no more cleanses, none of that. Okay? Just do a check-in, do a self-audit. Am I making any of these 3 mistakes? If you are, start there. Start there. And do me a favor. let me know how it's going for you. I love hearing your little joy journey progresses. When I, not just my direct clients, obviously I love working with them and seeing their results every single day firsthand. But even when some of my quieter listeners or random people in my community or on social media, when you reach out and you're like, oh my gosh, I tried this and I feel better and it's only been, 11 days, or, oh, I found this episode and I listened to it and I got this result. I love hearing that because it lets me know that it's working and that it's helping women, and that's what I want. So I love feedback. Keep the feedback coming for me, okay? So if you've been frustrated with your workouts over 40, ladies, okay, remember this. It's not your fault. It's not the things that you're doing that are causing this. It's the things that we don't think about that we're not doing that are causing it. And it's not our fault. We're just not properly educated with these things. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to course correct here. So just keep being consistent, address those 3 mistakes, and go from there, okay? All right, let's take one last sip of our Java. Thank goodness I could still taste coffee this week. Couldn't taste everything, but hallelujah, I could taste coffee. So silver lining, right? All right. So if you love today's episode, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, subscribe on YouTube. Do me a favor, leave me a review. It really, really helps me reach more women and to help them find confidence and joy and all the things they deserve in life. And make sure you're following me on social media at Carla Joy Wellness. It's Carla with a K, by the way, if you're new to me. And again, go check out the website if you need more free resources or you want to take a new step on your joy journey. You can go there, carlajoywellness.com. If you're listening on podcast or YouTube, all of my links are in the show notes, so you can check that all out there. Okay, so until next time, you guys, keep sipping your coffee, keep moving your body, keep embracing the joy of your incredibly evolving self. Keep finding your joy. Cheers.